The only thing scarier than having to watch one more season of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, would be having to watch 15 more seasons of this series. But that's exactly what Scott Gimple thinks we could get, as he claims there's at least 15 more years left in The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. And we have the unfortunate pleasure of watching every single season, every single year. It's like you get a brand new Daryl Dixon show, a brand new Walking Dead show, whether it be Daryl Dixon or whether it be Dead City. It doesn't really matter. These spin-offs have been atrocious. These spin-offs make us sick watching them, and right now I'm currently feeling sick, so it's not a good combination. But I think the Daryl Dixon show takes the cake. As far as I'm concerned, it is worse than Dead City. It's definitely worse than The Ones That Live. I think it's worse than Fear the Walking Dead. At least Fear the Walking Dead was okay for the first 3 seasons. I thought the first 3 seasons of that show were decent enough. Daryl Dixon, I don't think it's ever been decent. I think it's been boring from the very get-go. Boring from season 1. You take one of the most overrated, you take one of the most boring characters of them all in Daryl Dixon, and you make him the main character where you just know for a fact he isn't going to die. Then, of course, you know, you've got the most predictable TV. I mean, Daryl Dixon has pretty much since, like, season 4 of the original Walking Dead, he's just been kissing Rick's ass the entire way through, and he's just a guy that grunts. You know, he never has any interest in stories, he never has any interest in dialogue. He'll just be walking about in the woods, walking about in the forest with his bow and arrow, hunting, looking for, like, food. I mean, that's about as much character development as we've seen from Daryl Dixon over the past, like, decade and a half on The Walking Dead. But Scott Gimple thinks that this show should go for another 15 years more, as he claims there is lots of continents, lots of countries that this show can go to, and he seems to think that every time they go to a new country, that gives them a new story. Absolutely not. Can the location sometimes help? Yes, but a location simply cannot make the TV show. A location cannot alone make something good. A location is simply not a big enough reason to have another season. You can't just say, well, we're going to go to Brazil, so we need a 4th season. Then we're going to go to Colombia, because then we need a 5th season. Then we're going to go to Japan, so we need a 6th season. That shit doesn't matter. Now, yes, seeing different countries, seeing different locations can be interesting. It can be cool. But at the end of the day, that's like a sub-factor, okay? That's like an add-on. That's an additional little bonus. It's not something that you can primarily base an entire season on. Just the fact that we're going to a brand new country. But only a dumbass like Scott Gimple would think that. Anyway, he came out and he said the following. He said, quote, "It's quite possible we could see this group up here 15 years from now. There are many more continents to visit. It's about how the characters evolve over time. It's really exciting to see how far we can take this. In a lot of ways, the locations give the story to us." End of quote. I mean, first of all, there's nothing exciting about it. He says there's many more continents for them to visit. You've visited North America, and you've visited Europe. How many more continents? There's only 7 continents in the world. You know, how many do you plan on going to? And then he says he's really excited to see how far we can take this. And he says that the locations give the story to us. No, they don't. No, what stories do the location give you? I mean, what stories? Let's say you're going to Russia next. What's the story? What's the fucking story? There is no story. Are you going to pretend that Ukrainian zombies are trying to eat the Russians? Or if you go to Germany, are you going to pretend that there's Nazi zombies running around? No. What's the fucking story? What's the difference between Daryl being in France or Daryl being in Spain? I mean, there's no difference. It's 2 different countries in Europe. But in terms of the story, it does absolutely nothing. You could take Daryl Dixon season 2, put it in Spain, and then take Daryl Dixon season 3, put it in France. Nothing would change. Absolutely nothing would change. So he's claiming that by putting the show in a country, I mean, it gives you a brand new story. When it just doesn't do that. It just doesn't do that. So, I mean, he's talking shit. But thankfully, there's not 15 continents in the world. There's only 7. So, yeah, unless he means countries, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he means countries. But even then, it's like, how many countries? Oh, you want to go to Czech Republic? You want to go to Croatia? You want to go to Austria? You want to go to Hungary? You want to go to Sweden? You want to go to Denmark? Who cares? You know, you want to go to Ireland? Do you want to go to Argentina? Do you want to go to Australia? Do you want to go to South Africa, Nigeria? At the end of the day, you can go to all these countries. What does it fucking matter? In fact, they probably wouldn't go to Nigeria, because then if they killed the zombies, it would probably be considered racist. Like Resident Evil 5, people are saying that game's racist because you've got black zombies getting killed, but nobody ever claimed it was racist when it was majority white zombies getting killed in America, you know? Just absolute fucking dumbasses in the world. But yeah, Scott Gimple, no doubt about it, this guy ruined The Walking Dead. He took over as the executive producer for Season 4 in the original show. That's when it went downhill. He took over as the executive producer in Fear the Walking Dead for Season 4 and onwards, and that's when that show fucking died. Fear the Walking Dead was decent up until Season 4, when this guy took over, then it went to shit. And he's also come out and made some claims about how any shows that don't have strong women are stupid. Any shows that don't have strong women are telling dumb stories. And you can just tell this guy's a massive cock, and there's no surprise that, you know, the women get pushed down our throats as these, like, superior fighters as soon as this guy gets put in charge. You look at The Walking Dead Season 4 onwards, and they start making the women seem all powerful, and the women turn into the best fighters, and the men turn into, like, weak little bitches, and it's no surprise that that happened under this guy's watch. So, yeah, fuck Scott Gimple. I'm praying that we don't get 15 more years of Daryl Dixon. And like I said, yes, countries and locations can make a difference, but they certainly are not a good enough reason to make a season or to make a show. You can't tell me, well, they're going to go to Brazil in Season 6, so let's make another 6 seasons. No. Fuck no. It's not. Why are they going to Brazil? You know, why are they going to these countries? You can't just pluck them into a country and pretend that it makes a great season. That doesn't work. But Scott Gimple doesn't work, in my opinion, as an executive producer. A lot of people think this guy ruined The Walking Dead. I believe that he did. Best seasons of The Walking Dead, 100% for me, are the first few seasons. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, all great in their own little ways. Season 4 onwards, the show began to go massively downhill. And the same for Fear. First 3 seasons were decent, and then Season 4 onwards, he killed this shit. So yeah, Daryl Dixon, do I want to see another 3 seasons? Absolutely not. This guy claims we could go 15 more. Let's hope not. Let's hope Scott Gimple gets bored, because 15 seasons more of Daryl Dixon would be enough to kill off this channel. I ain't watching it, I guarantee you that. Anyway guys, till next time, peace.